I don't know if know if Justin Timberlake and Usher were actually fighting over who could sign him.
Hey, listen, he has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative.
Puff and Usher did have a situation, and that situation led Usher to the hospital.
Started getting sexually abused from the time I was 5.
You freeze. You're in shock. I mean, children aren't supposed to handle that sort of stuff.
People don't know how serious it got. Like, it was legit crazy scary.
I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia.
That Justin Bieber got by Diddy.
It's not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy anymore.
Which parent would say, you know what? We don't know you. We know that you're a celebrity. Go and hang out with this guy for weeks on end by yourself.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Imagine a teenage Justin Bieber stepping into a world of fame and luxury under the guidance of Diddy comms, only for whispers to emerge suggesting that behind the glamorous mentorship may have lurked a far darker reality no one expected.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing. And if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and...
For years, rumors have surrounded the entertainment industry's biggest stars, filled with whispers of exclusive parties, hidden secrets, and troubling influences. But recent revelations have reignited one haunting question. Did Patty Millette unknowingly expose her son, Justin Bieber, to a world far more dangerous than anyone realized?
Why are you calling? That's me. Get back in your cage. Justin. Hey, I'm in charge of your grades, kiddo. Justin, it's not even funny. So far, I'm getting straight A's, so I'm doing good. Hey, Justin. What? I'm going to tell you. I'm daring. Did you grab your father? No. My mom means the world to me. She definitely keeps me level-headed, but she's got to understand. I'm 15, I joke around. She knows I was joking. Obviously. Some things are not funny.
Gene Deal, a former bodyguard for Diddy comms, has reignited controversy by alleging disturbing details about Justin Bieber's early connection with the music mogul, fueling speculation that Patty Millette may have unknowingly trusted a system far darker than she realized. As questions continue to grow, many wonder how a devoted mother could allow her teenage son to spend unsupervised time around powerful industry figures infamous for their reckless lifestyles, and what may have happened behind closed doors that allegedly left Bieber and those closest to him deeply shaken.
Minors, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and they're making a lot of allegations.
Mm-hmm. Same way they made allegations about Usher when Usher was younger.
I mean, do you think that there's any credibility to these allegations?
When there's smoke, there's fire. Why would Diddy be tapping his kid in his chest to see if he wired? And asking him, are you wired? Why would he be confronting that kid? Why would Justin Bieber make a song about, what is it? I got smashed at a Diddy party or something like that? Why?
In the early 2000s, Patty Millette was a young single mother carrying the weight of a painful past marked by abuse, addiction, and constant struggle. And amid all the chaos, the only light she could hold on to was the extraordinary talent of her son, Justin Bieber, whose rising potential seemed like their chance at a better life.
Well, starting from a young age, my parents split, as, a lot of parents do, and my dad abandoned us, moved, 10 hours away, and then started getting sexually abused from the time I was 5 up until I was about 10 years old, and there was multiple abusers, and then, had really unhealthy relationships and ended up getting into drugs and alcohol into teen years, and had an attempted suicide at 17.
It's hard to believe that somebody, just as beautiful as you've got Justin Bieber as your son, that you would even think about something as awful as suicide, that you've been through so much, though.
Yeah.
But you're really helping a lot of people, I would imagine.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, that's why I wrote this book, is just to help others get through similar things that I've been through.
For the people who are watching, the moms especially, who are saying, I've been through what you've been through, I identify with that, what advice would you give to them?
I would just say, talk to somebody and don't give up. There's hope. You don't have to stay in that dark place.
As Justin Bieber's early YouTube performances began attracting massive attention, his rise to fame happened almost overnight after being discovered by Scooter Braun and signed Island Records under the mentorship of Usher. But with that sudden success came powerful industry influences far beyond the control of his mother, including controversial figures like Diddy Combs.
So my mom was really she's a single mom, so she was really skeptical of the music business. She had no clue. We didn't have a lawyer. We didn't want to sign anything. So.
Right, of course.
Well, yeah.
So you said no to Maury Povich.
We said no to Maury. No disrespect or anything.
No, I hear you.
After that, management started contacting us, different managers and stuff. And my mom again was like, sorry, Justin, we don't have a lawyer, so. We finally got in contact. This guy contacted us named Scooter, who's my manager now, and basically stalked us a little bit, kind of got in contact with us, and finally my mom was calling him back to, say, listen, stop calling me. And he was like, I really see a lot in your son. I can help you guys. And my mom was really skeptical at first. They ended up talking for a couple hours, and he knew some lawyers that we could talk to and stuff. So we ended up flying to Atlanta free of charge, just for him to, check us out and get to know us. And
this is Scooter.
Yes, yeah. This is Scooter, and we ended up signing a deal with Usher a couple months later.
Not long after signing his record deal, Justin Bieber, still only 15 years old, reportedly spent an unsupervised weekend at the home of Diddy Combs, where former bodyguard Gene Deal later claimed the atmosphere became chaotic and troubling, raising serious questions about the young star's safety and the level of freedom he was exposed to at such a vulnerable age.
And Diddy, and he's not none of the names that I said? Probably so. But then they say he was young too?
Yeah, they say he was young.
Let me get his name right. I hope it ain't the Bieber. I hope it's not the Bieber.
That's a good one. It might be you. But if they saying that the guy is young and he's an A-lister, I can't think of that many black people, man.
Right. Not at all. And somebody that's more powerful, more of a celebrity than Diddy. You understand what I'm saying? If they were saying somebody that was more celebrity than Diddy, and he was an A-lister, he was younger, you know what I'm saying? And if he's not black, it would have to be the Bieber. That's his name, Bieber? They said I got that wrong too. Justin Bieber, allegedly. I don't know, bro.
In a resurfaced video from that era, Diddy Combs casually joked on camera about spending 48 hours with Diddy alongside a teenage Justin Bieber, adding that what they were doing couldn't really be disclosed, a comment that may have once sounded exciting to young fans, but now, viewed through a different lens, feels deeply unsettling and perhaps even haunting for a mother like Patty Millette looking back on those moments.
Where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
Wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
He signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
We're going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
Man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
Many now believe that Justin Bieber was thrust into the harsh realities of the entertainment industry far too young, surrounded by the chaotic world of extravagant parties and unchecked excess often associated with scene Diddy coms, where the pressures of fame and the hidden dangers behind the glamour became impossible to ignore. Those close to Bieber have since argued that a teenager should never have been exposed to such environments. A concern reinforced by former bodyguard Gene Deal, who has claimed to witness some of the industry's darkest and most troubling sides during his years working alongside Diddy.
Because I can't say that. When I used to see him swing, it was always with him, another dude, and two girls. You know what I'm saying? When he was swinging with other people, you know what I'm saying? He always had other girls in the room or another guy in the room, even with his girl Kim, and he was swinging with her. So that freak off things, but him videotaping and everything like that, no, I can't say that I was privy to that. But you knew what was going on, you know, just in the instant when people got it confused when I said, when he was in the room with Sarah and her girlfriend, and he had Ja Rule and him in the room. Yo, I didn't know they was doing anything freaky until Ja came out and said, yo, y'all didn't want to be in there because there's a lot of freaky things going on.
Adding even more controversy to the growing storm, Justin Bieber, now a father himself, has reportedly kept his distance from scene Diddy comms as a wave of serious allegations continues to surround the music mogul, including accusations from more than 120 individuals involving claims ranging from racketeering to sexual misconduct, intensifying public scrutiny over the relationships and environments Bieber was exposed to during his teenage years.
The allegations against Sean Diddy Combs, an attorney says he represents 120 accusers who've come forward with sexual misconduct allegations. He expects to file civil lawsuits against the rap mogul. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is tracking the latest. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, George. If these lawsuits actually come to pass, Combs would be facing sexual misconduct allegations on an unprecedented scale.
This morning, new disturbing accusations against hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs from a Texas attorney who says he represents 120 alleged victims, men and women, whose allegations span more than 30 years.
The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world.
The accounts of the alleged victims, some of whom were children, have not been fully vetted, but their accusations involve the kind of drug-fueled recorded sexual assaults described in a dozen previous civil lawsuits and the criminal case against Combs.
What shocked me most was that it was going on openly in front of other people that you would know, who didn't do anything to stop it, who turned a blind eye towards.
According to claims made by Gene Deal, the inner circles surrounding powerful music industry figures may have been far darker and more dangerous than Patty Millett ever realized, prompting fans to question whether Justin Bieber's rapid rise to fame came with hidden pressures, manipulation, and unseen risks lurking behind the glamour of superstardom.
Today, I seen on the video that Puff had ran into Justin Bieber. They met up, and he started tapping him as if he was searching him and see if he had some kind of device on. Did you see that?
Yep.
check this out. What if the federal government have already talked to Justin Bieber? And Diddy did that on tape. That means in his mind, he think this person may be a witness, right?
Yep.
What he has just done that is against the law.
Nothing that we've seen.
Tampering with a federal witness. If they have already talked to Justin Bieber prior to him doing that, he goes and look like he's searching him. It appears that he's asking Justin Bieber, yo, you got a wire or something like that? Like, you're tampering with a federal witness.
As more allegations and stories continue to surface, many observers have begun pointing to a troubling pattern within the music industry, where powerful older moguls take young rising stars under their wing and introduce them to a glamorous but potentially destructive lifestyle that can either elevate or damage them forever. Usher was also reportedly mentored at a young age by Sean Diddy Combs, a relationship once viewed as inspiring but now reconsidered by some in light of recent controversies. Years later, Justin Bieber followed a similar path, growing close to Diddy as his career exploded, leading critics and fans alike to question whether the entertainment industry often viewed young, highly marketable talent less as vulnerable teenagers and more as assets to shape, control, or potentially exploit.
No, because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious it is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile in your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They not seeing the victim. They not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him.
Behind the scenes, Patty Millette was likely watching Justin Bieber's meteoric rise with both overwhelming pride and deep anxiety, placing her trust in experienced industry figures in the hope that they would protect and guide her son through the pressures of fame. Having survived a painful past shaped by abuse, addiction, and personal struggles before finding redemption, Patty may never have imagined that allowing Justin to spend time around influential figures like Sean Diddy Combs would one day become the subject of intense public scrutiny and speculation about the hidden dangers surrounding the entertainment world.
Patty, as we said earlier, your journey with God has taken many different turns and twists, and God has blessed your life with a precious son named Justin.
Yes.
And I think we're going to pull Justin. Justin didn't know this, but Justin, you were in the studio. Come on over here. He's a good-looking 14-year-old young man. Have a seat right next to your mom.
And he sounds even better than he looks.
He does.
Can you Google this guy?
You can Google Justin. Patty, tell us a bit about what's happening now in Justin's life. This is hot off the presses.
Yeah, actually, Justin is not just healthy like I prayed, but like I said, he's really talented. He's been putting up videos on YouTube, and he is now the #1 most subscribed to musician in Canada on YouTube.
On YouTube.
And number 20th in the world. Musician in Canada.
And we heard him sing.
We met him here.
Yeah,
he sang for us in the green room earlier.
What a voice. You would never believe could come out of And a of voice you. that's caught It's the beautiful. attention of some pretty high up people.
Yeah, he was being courted by the different music labels, and I don't know if you know of Justin Timberlake and Usher were actually fighting over who could sign him. And so we just signed with the music label, and we're moving in about a week to the US. So it's a big step, and he's got a long journey and great.
She saw a chance to pull her son out of poverty and finally escape a life of hardship.
When you have a son who is a superstar, you've got to think about security and safety. I mean, you've got so many people who want to, see him, be him, marry him, but you also got the crazies out there. Do you worry about his safety?
Of course. I mean, I think every mom worries about their kids. So, but he's got really good security guards and a great team around him that, try to keep him out of dangerous situations. Yeah, of course I worry. I'm a mama.
Yeah. But what do you have to do that's different than, say, the typical mom at home?
Well, I mean, now that he's 18, it's time for me to let go a little. But when he was younger, I couldn't ground him. You're not going to your concert tonight. I mean, I just get creative, take away phones and computers and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. And how does he respond to that? Does he like, Mom, I'm Justin Bieber. You can't do
that. No, he would come home after a tour and I would say, honey, the garbage needs taken out. Mom, go take out the garbage.
He sounds like a real respectable, just young boy. What's he been like as a child for you?
Oh, he's such a different kid than I was. I was really wild and crazy, and he's a good kid, and he makes a lot of good decisions.
However, fame came with a price. Gene Deal's recent claims have placed Patty Millette's decisions under scrutiny, suggesting that by allowing Justin Bieber to grow close to C and Diddy comms, she may have unknowingly exposed him to the darker side of the industry. Still, the biggest question remains, how much did Patty truly know, and was she simply unaware of the risks, or choosing to overlook them to protect Justin's chance at stardom?
Puff and Usher did have a situation, and that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now, I'll let Usher explain that to y'all. I'll let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember, Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth.
In a world filled with secrets and rumors, Gene Deal's latest allegations have shaken the celebrity world, with claims suggesting that Patty Millette may have unknowingly handed Justin Bieber over to the influence of C and Diddy comms, not through any direct transaction, but through a system shaped by manipulation, power, and the darker realities hidden within the entertainment industry.
I mean, there's protections for animals, in filming. I think there need to be protections legally put in place to protect people when they're filming, human beings.
Jennifer Lawrence now hopes that legislation will be enacted in the wake of the Harvey Weinstein scandal. Weinstein's decades-long chain of alleged harassment was a dirty Hollywood secret. As far as we know, though, all of Weinstein's accusers were of legal age when the alleged incidents occurred.
But there is Hollywood's other dirty secret that victimizes the most vulnerable, children. And someone who's spoken out about this and is painfully aware is former child star Corey Feldman.
You freeze. You're in shock. I mean, children aren't supposed to handle that sort of stuff. I can tell you that the number one problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia.
Nobody talks about pedophilia.
It's the big secret.
And it's widespread?
Oh, yeah. I was surrounded by them.
For years now, as evidenced on Nightline in 2011, Corey Feldman has been claiming that he and his good friend, the late Corey Haim, were victims of molestation when they were young actors. Last year, he opened up to our Alex Hudgens.
Kids are scared. You know, kids don't think I'm going to go. First of all, for me, the person that was doing it to me the most, you know, well, I mean, I could say that the two people that did it to me were both close friends of mine, or so I thought.
Let's rewind to the mid-2000s when a 15-year-old Justin Bieber first entered the circle of seeing Diddy comms, a connection that wasn't accidental, as Usher, himself once mentored by Diddy, reportedly played a major role in introducing the young pop star to the powerful music mogul.
First time you met Justin Bieber, this kid comes up to you. He's not Justin Bieber yet. He's just some kid. And he says, I want to sing for you.
It was at the studio of Jermaine Dupri's. I said, you know, why don't you set up a meeting between me and your manager? I'd love to meet with you and do this in a formal setting. I'm late for an appointment with Jermaine Dupri.
Right.
And I don't want to keep him waiting. Let's just do this the right way.
And then you have him come to audition for you, right?
Actually, there were a few people. My wife at the time.
Right.
It also was Perry Reed, L.A. Reid's first wife.
So you were all sitting in a room
We
somewhere.
were in a room.
Yeah.
And I showed her the video. And Perry says, are you crazy? You better get down there and meet this kid right now. He's amazing.
When all these dick pics come out and all this stuff with Bieber's big penis, are you the mastermind behind that? Say, listen, show off your big penis and people will come to those concerts. Or are you sitting there?
Is that the kind of manager he's doing?
Usher, are you sitting down with him and saying, yeah, show your cock or leave it in your pants? I mean, do you sit him down and say, look, part of this is PR,
Hey,
man.
by the way, he does have a brain of his own.
Yeah, but were you shocked at the size of his penis?
Hey, listen, he
Yeah.
has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative. He's managing that aspect of his life.
But Usher is somebody...
I have nothing to do with Justin Bieber's private parts, man. Come on.
Usher, who himself spent time in his youth under the mentorship of seeing Diddy comms at the so-called Flavor Camp, has previously alluded to an experience he didn't describe in detail, but suggested was overwhelming for someone his age, exposing him to aspects of the industry that felt far beyond his years. While he avoided explicit specifics, his remarks have often been interpreted as hinting at an environment shaped by adult behavior, intense power dynamics, and situations that left a lasting impression on him.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor
some...
Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So
it was
nobody
crazy.
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
And yet, despite the concerns and warning signs, Patty Millett appeared largely trusting of the growing connection between her teenage son, Justin Bieber, and the much older scene Diddy comms. In hindsight, many observers now question that decision, asking why Justin was allowed such close access to Diddy's world and the lifestyle that came with it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have kids. I don't even post. And then, the Twitter trolls will be, we're her kids. Well, I'm protecting them. And this is sad. I mean, this is sad. And this one with Bieber.
This is the
same
Bieber
thing.
one? Yeah.
Where are the parents?
Yeah, and which parent would say, you know what? We don't know you. We know that you're a celebrity. Go and hang out with this guy for weeks on end by yourself. And at what time, at what era is this cool?
In the most critical years, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. How is this, Alina? They have you both seen this clip? turn. How is this normal? They both turn into superstars. Yeah, that's the sacrifice you make. Yeah, that's the sacrifice. And one of them had to go to church and he freaking lost his mind.
One witness to this environment was Precious Moore, a former Playboy model who has spoken about attending one of Sean Diddy Combs' parties, later describing experiences that she found unsettling. She has claimed that underage guests were sometimes present at such events, raising disturbing questions in her mind about how situations like these were allowed to happen and why parents such as Patty Millett would have trusted their children in those spaces.
During this era, Mira says she met Diddy and Cassie, who were dating. She says Diddy was obviously the leader of the pack, who took advantage of young girls who had showbiz dreams. It didn't matter if the girls were underage either. Mira says it was not a place for children as there was nudity and sex, but that didn't stop Diddy from recruiting young women, allegedly. Mira says, quote, I saw people hooking up sexually. When I went to the bathroom, I saw condom wrappers and fragments of cocaine on the side with whatever thing they used to sniff it. She went on to say that as the leader, Diddy was never told no. She said, quote, you can sense that he has a lot of confidence and that he likes to be in control and tell his inner circle what to do. And I don't think anyone ever really says no to him. Security guards were apparently also present at these parties, who were on the watch for anyone who pulled out their phones to take pics or videos. These personal recordings were not allowed, but Diddy himself was allowed to record. And according to Muir, there were cameras scattered around the rooms recording everything.
Meanwhile, Jeremy Bieber also faced public scrutiny due to his controversial online presence and past behavior, including criticism over how his young daughter Bae Bieber was portrayed on social media, which some observers found concerning. These discussions have fueled broader debates about the Bieber family's parenting choices, with critics arguing that Justin Bieber may have been left more exposed than protected during his rise to fame and the powerful influences surrounding him.
Hey, tell me, what does it mean to be an ambassador? What's your job? What do you do? Do you tell people about it?
Yeah. And
but not at this moment in time. But what you wanted to get behind this because you're always on the internet, right? So you know what it's like to be on. What are you doing when you were on the internet? Are you watching videos of your brother Justin?
yes, I listen to music and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So do you think it's important that you have something like kids Wi-Fi to be able to protect you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jeremy, you have it at home, right?
We do, yeah, and we love it.
And was it just that simple as we were hearing it? It's like under 2 minutes, you said, to get the whole thing up and running. And
yeah, you essentially just plug it in and away you go.
Yeah, very good.
Multiple sources have suggested that Justin Bieber experienced periods of intense anxiety and emotional strain during the peak of his early career, particularly amid increasing pressures from fame and the entertainment industry. Some insider accounts claim that his exposure to adult environments at a young age contributed to feelings of overwhelm and discomfort within high-stakes industry settings. Anonymous former associates have also alleged that Bieber at times expressed feeling trapped and emotionally burdened by the demands surrounding his rapid rise to stardom.
Now to our GMA cover story, pop superstar Justin Bieber revealing he is now sleeping in an oxygen chamber as he faces what he calls deep-rooted issues. So can it help? Dr. Jen is back in a moment, but first, here's Diane Macedo.
It's like they want me to be perfect. This morning, another clue to pop star Justin Bieber's state of mind. In his latest Instagram post, the singer admits he was unhappy during his last tour and is now, quote, very focused on repairing some of the deep-rooted issues that I have so that I don't fall apart. This on the heels of another Instagram post where he describes feeling super disconnected and weird. Bieber's also sharing images on Instagram of himself inside a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. Fans are now wondering if he's using the chamber to improve his mental health.
There's a good feeling and uplifting of the mood because it also increases serotonin and you feel energized. Pain is decreased. You feel good afterwards.
Hyperbaric chambers typically treat conditions ranging from carbon monoxide poisoning to vision loss, but no studies have shown that it can improve mental health. Bieber hasn't said exactly why he's using the chamber. Experts warn the device may not be for everyone.
It can be used for depression and anxiety, but that's a less common use of it.
Ultimately, Bieber says whatever's going on, he wants to get better, writing, "Music is very important to me, but nothing comes before my family and my health."
These sources also note that in private moments, Justin Bieber appeared weighed down by the expectations placed on him by the adults guiding his early career, with some suggesting that the strong personalities around him made it difficult for him to assert boundaries. Friends from his early days in the industry recall him seeming unusually aware of the pressures surrounding fame, often quiet or withdrawn in situations where he felt out of place. In recent discussions, fans have also revisited lyrics from songs such as "Where Are We Now" and "Lonely," interpreting them as reflections of isolation and emotional struggle, and re-examining them in light of ongoing controversies and renewed public interest in his early experiences in the music industry.
Moving on to Justin Bieber, speaking of artists, he posted these kind of bizarre pictures over the weekend. Pictures that look like he's crying.
Yeah. Why is the question?
Yeah.
What's going on?
And the question is that performative? Are those real tears? We had in our morning meeting today, there were some people who thought, maybe this is somebody that's not really crying, but they put eye drops on or something. But others thought, no, this is real. I don't know, but it certainly projects an image of somebody who's almost tormented.
Well, it's interesting because he uploaded a gallery of photos, and in that gallery, there were like performance photos. There was a photo of marijuana, and then the next slide was 2 photos of him looking emotional with like tears coming down his face. So obviously everybody in the comments was like, are you okay? What's going on? Like a lot of concern. And his wife, Hailey, actually commented on his post saying a pretty crier with the emoji where it's smiling, but like a tear is coming down its face.
What do you think that means?
I think it's showing that it's not serious, but I do think it's also acknowledging that it was tears. It wasn't that it was just like eye drops because the reason why people think it might be eye drops is because the photo right before was of marijuana. So people thought, oh, he's putting in eye drops because he was just smoking. But with Hailey saying you're such a cute crier, now that kind of confirms he was in fact crying. He was emotional over something, but he never addressed in his caption what exactly was going on, and who knows if he actually will, but a lot of people are concerned.
According to a former tour manager, Justin Bieber's decision to distance himself from scene Diddy comms in recent years was more than a simple career shift, but rather a deliberate effort to step away from influences he felt may have affected his personal development and to regain greater control over his own life and direction.
When you're able to take responsibility, I know I did that, and I know that did hurt people because I did that, but I can look at that and not have shame over it.
Justin and I were never really in each other's lives until he chose to get sober and was trying to come off of the drugs, almost kind of himself.
I decided to stop because I felt like I was dying. My security and stuff were coming into the room at night to check my pulse. Like, people don't know how serious it got. Like, it was legit crazy scary. I was waking up in the morning and the first thing I was doing is popping pills and smoking a blunt and starting my day. You know, so it just got scary. I basically said to myself, I'm like, God, if you're real, you get me through this season of stopping these pills and stuff. And if you do, I'll do the rest of the work. And then I did that, and then I was good from there. But I never did the actual work. I got off the pills, but I never went to the root of everything. So then I just kind of circled back around, which most people do.
So I first met Justin in September 2014. He was a wreck. He had recently stopped using drugs. He was anxious, overwhelmed, not sleeping.
The true extent of seeing Diddy Com's influence on Justin Bieber's early life may never be fully known, but the narratives circulating today paint a more complicated picture of fame, pressure, and the challenges young artists can face while growing up in the spotlight. These accounts raise broader questions about the entertainment industry, parenting decisions, and the power dynamics that often surround rising talent. In the end, they leave lingering uncertainty about whether those involved will ever find full clarity or peace regarding the experiences tied to those early years.